Hello everyone, I'm Alyssa Glasgow and I'm here with Skyler Grayce, and today we are going to show you guys how to make and can applesauce.
Now we're going to talk about the supplies we need to make applesauce. We need mason jars, so we have a half pint and a pint size. I do suggest these sizes, but you can go bigger or smaller. You also need a jar lifter. So this is whenever you sterilize the jars, you can reach into the pot and grab them without burning yourself. We also have a magnetic jar lid lifter, and that's so we can pick up the jar lids whenever they are being sterilized without burning ourselves as well. We have a mason jar funnel, and that is so we can put the applesauce into the jars whenever we're done. We need a pot for cooking our applesauce, a pot or instant pot for sterilizing the jars and jar lids. We need a paddle spoon, although most people might not have one, so instead you can use any spoon that has a long handle, such as a basting spoon, to mush down the applesauce while you're making it. If you want a smoother applesauce, you can use something like a chinoy here, and that allows you to mush it down and it gets a lot smoother, but it is not necessary. And the last thing we have is a ladle, and that is so we can scoop out the applesauce and put it into the jars whenever we're done.
Okay, so the ingredients that you are going to need to make this specific batch of applesauce are apples. We are using 2 pounds of apples today. When choosing apples, you want to pick a more sweet apple, such as a Fuji apple or a Gala apple. Next, you are going to need sugar. We are using half a cup because for every pound of apples you use, you want a quarter of a cup of sugar. You can also add additional spices such as nutmeg, cinnamon, ginger, or allspice. We are using cinnamon for this batch today, and you will also need water.
Our first step will be to wash all of our jars and lids and then put them in the pan to boil and sterilize them.
So we just filled the pot with water covering our jars and lids, so we are going to set that to boil and get on to the next step. Our next step is to prep our apples by washing, peeling, and cutting them. Now that we have sliced and peeled our apples, we will fill the pot with water and put it on the stove to boil.
As you can see behind us, our apples are boiling. We're giving them a little bit more time to start mushing up so that way we can mash them down. In the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to use our jar lifter. We're going to grab each jar, pour them out, and set it to dry. While you're doing this, you want to make sure that you never touch the inside or the rim of the jars, since they are sterile. If you touch them, then they're not likely to seal well. Now we are going to use a chinois to mash down all of the apples. If you don't have one of these, you can use something like a potato masher or even a spoon.
Now that we have mashed our apples, it is time to add our sugar and cinnamon. Now that all the ingredients are mixed in, it's time to put it on the stove and bring it to a boil.
Time to fill our jars. So what you're going to do is you're going to fill your jar up. A bit more. Then you will tap it down. And you want it to be right at the lip here. And it is.
Now it's time to start our sealing process with our applesauce. So you're going to take your magnetic jar lid lifter and place it on the jar, and then grab a ring and place it on top. And twist it. Now we're going to put our jars back into the pot cover them with water, and put it on the stove to boil. Now that we have finished boiling the cans for 10 minutes, you will wait to hear the jar lids pop, and that's how you know that they are sealed and ready for storage or ready to be eaten at any time. Thanks for watching. Adios. Today we are going to show you guys how to can and make applesauce.